going to summer school. Summer school. Ooh, the kids are cool.
All right.
So-
What about who? What is the best? What's the best Hulk for when he turns into the Hulk?
Wait, what are you? Oh, you mean
The
Lou
choices
Ferrigno
are Pixar's Render Man and Lou Ferrigno.
Wait, both the Hulk movies or Pixar's?
Yes.
Pixar's Render Man. Better hair.
Asterios?
Lou Ferrigno, because it's nice. It's you got sentimental value to it.
Daniel, Mr. X?
I'd have to go with Lou Ferrigno.
Daniel?
I'd have to go with the Render Man because it's. I mean, look at the comics. He's never human looking.
Yeah, well, no offense to Lou Ferrigno, but
He was amazing.
that's where the TV budget really showed. Everything was shot in slow motion.
You painted this guy.
Yeah, he could never
Lou
do
Ferrigno's
anything really Hulk-like,
real-
just because it was a TV
He's
show.
got flesh. He's a real person. He
But
looks
they did such a great
so
job in this
dimensional.
last one. It looked real.
No, the CG Hulk in the new one looked amazing.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
10 years
the
from now,
old
we'll
one
be
was
embarrassed.
jelly.
It'll be like watching Terminator 2. You go, really? That's what we liked?
But no.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, that pretty much applies to Lou Ferrigno now.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, that was exciting. He like
That was, yeah, you had
he
a.
lifted a heavy desk in slow motion.
Yeah, he was a
Sony
bodybuilder.
PlayStation can't recreate Lou Ferrigno.
So
The
I mean, wait a minute. Animation is not inherently inferior to live action. I mean, WALL-E was a great movie, and it
Asterios,
wouldn't have
what
been a
were you
better
saying?
movie if they built a robot.
Oh, I was going to say real quick that in the new Hulk movie, they also really take their time with showing you the CGI Hulk. It's not like frame 4 is like we see a wide shot of CGI Hulk. Like we understand that there's there's got to be a mystery to it, and if you're just watching this thing that looks like it's out of a computer program, it's not going to be as good. So they do a really good job of pacing out the Hulk in the new movie.
Plus, they added some character. You could tell, there was that little bit of concern for Betty Ross, and how he just wanted to be left alone. They did a good
So you're
job
telling me
adding character.
So you're telling me that a computer-generated Hulk is more compelling than a bodybuilder in green makeup? So
He's
you're
hard
telling
of hearing.
If he's done well.
It's hard of hearing.
Animation's like anything else. You do it well, it's good. You do it bad, it's not good.
Yeah, well, it's like
Yeah,
this.
that's right.
Hulk can leap over buildings. Why? Because he has this giant legs that propel him off. Lou Ferrigno's legs are like this big. What's he gonna jump off of? A table?
That's the joy of watching it.
Well, wait a minute. He could have if he had movie-sized budget. I mean, it was a TV budget.
No, but what I'm saying is it's not believable that he's so human-looking. Yeah, he's a bodybuilder, but there are people that big.
That was the conceit of the series. The series was definitely not the comic book. The comic book, he's this huge force of nature that can destroy New York City. In the book, in the TV show, they had to scale it down. He was this very strong guy who could beat up,
And
Well,
as
the
long as
movie
you
is
want to
also an
accept that
adaptation of the
convention,
TV
you
show
can
more
see
than the
why I
comic.
prefer Lou
It
Ferrigno.
is.
Whether you agree with me or not.
The origin is from the
guess so,
TV show, not from the comic.
I don't know. I always saw the limitations.
I like the human scale of the TV series versus the operatic, almost phantasmagorical aspect of the movie. It gets lost, the humanity, for me.
Nice word, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Phantasmagorical.
It's a real word.
No,
I
I
know
know,
it
because there's
is.
the game
What if-
I like it.
Phantasmagoria.
When you
What if-
edit, put the definition in little subtitles underneath.
What if we had a real Hulk, okay, a guy in green makeup,
Oh.
and we use computer graphics to enhance the visuals? Have him jump over stuff and
that
hit
No.
doesn't really work.
That doesn't work. You got to go one or the other, I think.
Yeah, because they tried that with Yoda, where they were like, we're gonna have puppet Yoda, and then we'll CGI over him, and it's like, you know what? That really looked like shit. If you look at Farscape, those puppets look awesome, and the only way they affect the look is by lighting. Do you know what I mean? And I think you gotta go one or the other.
Maybe 10 years from now the technology will be there, but right now
A puppet
you
Hulk?
can tell when you
I
switch.
want Puppet Hulk.
Oh my
Sorry,
god!
Puppet Hulk. though. That'd be amazing.
I want Muppet Hulk.
I want
Wait, wait,
Puppet Hulk!
Yeah. Like, I want Hulk to do a
Wait,
duet
wait.
with Kermit the Frog.
Isn't that Animal, essentially?
Yes!
Animal Puppet Hulk?
Yes.
So I think what we're saying is Animal the movie.
Let me
Oh,
ask
yeah.
you guys, that scene...
Animal versus
Animal
Hulk.
hunted.
Animal versus Hulk. Hulk would be like...
Animal.
You know who wins?
Animal.
The fans!
that
Who wins?
scene in
You.
the scene in the last Hulk movie where the Hulk and who's the girl?
Liv Tyler.
They wake up in the middle of the woods somewhere, and they have that touching scene.
Yeah.
It
How
wasn't at
how
the end of the movie, but yeah.
yeah, how engrossing, how believable was that? Did you buy into
Well,
that?
It's a love story.
Here's
She's
the
interacting
problem.
with a computer animation.
Well, they probably had a real dude there when she did it, so it's real. So it's not like she's talking to no
You
one in
from
real
craft
life.
services, you're the Hulk. Get in
No,
there.
but here's what I'm saying.
With Tyler now.
Here's what I'm saying. In the movie,
Oh, okay.
it's real.
Hollywood is great.
You know, in the movie, it's
Sorry,
not like
you won't allow it.
it's not like Liv Tyler falls in love with the computer program.
Whoa,
No,
that's a great. I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
steal that idea.
No, that's Simone with Al Pacino.
with
I
Al
think.
Pacino.
Yeah.
What
And
I'm
the
saying
I in
is-
Simone is the number one.
What I'm saying is that it's supposed to be real, so why can't it be as
But wait.
opposed to
And the scene
anything else?
worked. They animated
Yeah.
him well. You
So
can
you
tell
think
that
the
Hulk
scene
felt.
works?
I feel the scene works.
That's the only scene where the computer Hulk has to act, and you think it worked.
No, he had to act in the fight. You could tell he was.
Well,
getting
he's fighting.
pissed.
He's not really acting. He's not.
But
he's
now
not
they
doing
do
Shakespeare.
motion
Whoa.
capture, so they get
No.
a real.
If it's not like he's fighting. You sort of felt the person in there that felt that he was hunted. He just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
Cared
Did it
about
allow
Betsy
with his
Ross.
eyes?
Are you
Betty or
saying
Betsy?
that Dolph-
Betty Ross?
Are you
Yeah.
saying that
Yeah.
Dolph
Yeah.
Lundgren isn't acting when he's fighting as He-Man? He's
about-
still acting and
yeah.
he's fighting.
What about Who Framed
maybe
Roger
not
Rabbit?
good.
I have to go no on that.
Not
yeah.
good,
What about
but
Who
he's
Framed
still
Roger
What
acting.
about
Whoa.
Who Framed Roger
Let's
Rabbit?
talk about Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That is
Who
all
Framed
the
Roger
genius
Rabbit.
of
There's
Bob
no
Hoskins.
there's no
It
computer
is.
animation in that. Okay, it's
But
hand
there's
drawn.
animation.
Right? It's hand drawn. Okay,
Well,
which
what-
means it can be much more expressive. Okay.
Oh, but no,
So
this
what?
is-
Wall-E is
No,
the
but
most
com-
expressive thing
Hold on.
ever.
Computer
Are you saying
animation
computer
can be
generated-
hand drawn.
Are you saying that computer generated animation is just as expressive as hand drawn animation? Is that
I'm
what you're
saying
It's
good
a real
animation.
Wait,
Okay.
Asterios, are you saying
It
that?
depends on the director, and it depends on the script and the vision and the visual style. Like Brad Bird coaxes so much life out of The Incredibles, whereas like Tex Avery,
Yeah.
look, those characters are incredibly expressive, but like it's not fair to say that one's better than the other just based on the medium.
Okay, you're wrong. Hand drawn animation is way more expressive.
No,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
but it is hand drawn. They now have it where you draw it
Yes.
on a computer.
And a Wacom tablet.
And it's
yeah.
good animation and bad animation. I can find you some
Yeah.
hand-drawn animation that is not good.
It's
okay?
on your shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we love Super Friends.
But
What's
some of
his
it
best
is
animated
terrible.
thing?
6th grade, I did an animation project and
Yes.
hand drawn.
Oh, well, then it must be
Magic
better than
marker.
Yeah, it's
Pixar.
No,
fantastic.
it wasn't actually. That's my point.
Well, that's my point, too.
Have
So-
you seen Monsters
That's also
Inc?
my
Have you seen
point.
Monsters Inc? Fred?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that the best computer animation when it comes to character acting ever in a movie?
It was
No,
really
it's really
but-
good.
No, Gollum.
I'd say-
Gollum?
Gollum is a really good character.
It looks
Yeah.
amazing.
All right,
Like,
does motion capture work? Mr.
Yes.
X,
No.
Daniel,
Hell yes.
Asterios.
It always looks weird, but it works. Like you need to. Like Gollum is done well because you don't really see him a lot in the light. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If like Gollum was just walking around, like if we had like
Gollum is like the exception that proves the rule.
Nordvald.
Gollum was good. Most of motion capture, no. There's
I-
something
but I think it's
weird
getting
when
better.
he's moving just like people. Even the old Disney animation things, which I'm watching because I got kids, you can tell when they're animating over real people, and it just looks weird.
Wait, is Thomas the choo-choo train?
Tank
engine.
Is that
Claymation.
motion? Is that
Which one? What are we talking about?
No, that's barely animated. They have the
It's
little
stop
dolls
motion
and the
and-
eyeballs. move.
Oh, you mean on
Thomas
PBS?
the Tank Engine.
Yeah, that's
He has
really
kids,
bad.
he knows.
That's the worst. I gotta
But
say.
that's from like
That
10
is
years
so
ago.
bad. I
15
watched that
years
and I'm
ago.
like,
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you right now.
Why are
speaking
you
of-
watching that?
Speaking of stop motion,
that's
real
my,
quick.
man, my God.
Look, Thomas Tank Engine, I'll watch that if it's on. All right, but real quick.
Yeah,
speaking of-
but-
Wait. I think if you look up tangent in the dictionary, there's a picture of Thomas the Tank Engine. So
and George Carlin.
It's just such bad. I didn't know what it was. What's the
that
technology
appeals to young
behind it?
audiences. They like the sort of scaled down, very
They
sort
don't
of.
want to see a lot of exactly. It's
They don't like
comforting
the
to them.
Flash.
All right, but real quick.
Yes.
Speaking of
Go.
motion capture,
Yes.
the Polar Express. My friend watches that every Christmas.
Why?
Because
Do
he
they
just-
like horror movies?
no, because he just likes Robert Zemeckis. But here's the thing: I watched one sequence from the Polar Express, the hot chocolate sequence, where a train full of kids are being given hot chocolate by an army of waiters, while Tom Hanks yells, "Got chocolate, get it while it's hot!" And it looks like a bunch of spooky ghosts are handing out poison to these poor kids.
Well-
like watching them dance is crazy.
That's just
It's
one.
just- but it's the same thing with animation. It could be done well or it could be done poorly.
Yeah.
But I think it's been proven that it can be done well.
All right.
With Gollum, with King
Best
Kong.
best motion capture computer animated character. Stern.
Gollum.
Nordval.
Gollum.
Mr.
King Kong.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
This man is right. It's King Kong.
It was
Best
amazing.
motion capture character.
It
All right,
wasn't
next.
a movie that wasn't that good.
The movie was terrible, but as a character, I thought it was very well done.
I gotta see King Kong then. You're right.